Dedication drives longtime Filipino champion Dorothy Cordova. With salmon leaping eagerly into a giant can, from the sea to you, this week's Then portrait depicts a festive float. Surrounding it are local Filipinos, 59 men and 8 women, heartily gathering downtown to take part in Seattle's Labor Day procession of September 5th, 1938. No less hearty, the present-day repeat of our Now photo speaks to a national organization documenting a community's legacy and guided by a local Filipina dynamo, Dorothy Laigo Cordova. In the 1938 shot, many don formal dress and some hoist cans of salmon, celebratory symbols of the 1933 formation of the Cannery Workers and Farm Laborers Union Local 7. The first Filipino-led union in the United States, it spoke for thousands of often unrecognized immigrants who traveled summer times to the then Alaska Territory for arduous fish cannery work. They called themselves Alascaros. The float also reflected political tensions. Although many CWFLU members were categorized as nationals, not U.S. citizens, and could not vote, they joined other unions in urging defeat of Strike Control Initiative 130 on the statewide ballot that fall. The initiative was led by business interests who sought to stamp out racketeering and violence in Washington and promised peace, paychecks, and prosperity. But union sympathizers held sway. The measure failed 295,431 to 268,848. Revealing just one swath of local Filipino history, the float image holds prominence among countless photos, posters, oral histories, and documents stored and displayed at the headquarters of the Filipino American National Historical Society, or FONS. The combination library and organizing center spans several rooms on the first floor of Immaculate Conception Church in the Central District. Dorothy Cordova launched it in 1982 with her husband, the journalist, college spokesman, and renowned civil rights leader Fred Cordova, as an outgrowth of their late 1950s Filipino Youth Activities Organization and early 1970s demonstration project for Asian Americans. Today, FONS boasts chapters in 41 cities. Fred died in 2014. Remarkably, Dorothy, 90, a Seattle native and longtime sociologist, teacher, researcher, and activist, not to mention mother of 8, still runs FONS. Unpaid, she commutes from Montlake to the office 5 days a week. Dorothy's decades of accomplishments and awards are formidable. This year alone, she received a Legacy Award in May from the Association of King County Historical Organizations. And at a banquet Thursday, September 28th, Historic Seattle will honor her as a preservation champion. Why keep at it? Curiosity, she spouts. Actually, it's a mission. Did you know anything about us? We were nobody. We try to set the record straight. And she says there's always more. You just have to keep plugging away. In our first Then photo on September 5th, 1938, at the northeast corner of 2nd Avenue and Lenora Street, 67 Filipinos surround a Labor Day float promoting the first Filipino-led union in the United States and urging defeat of a statewide strike control initiative. The photo was given to the Filipino American National Historical Society by 1930s Alascaro cannery worker and union leader Antonio Rodrigo, whose oral history the organization recorded in 1983 and whose signature crosses the bottom of the image. In our second Then photo, Alascaros process fish in a Ketchikan cannery. Today, at the behest of Dorothy Cordova, FONS director, 15 former Alaskan cannery workers and friends assemble at the site of the 1938 parade float. From left, Ephraim Edwards, Devin Israel Cabania, David Della, former city council member, Ronaldo Pascua, John Ragudos, Benjamin Prisas, Gino Navarro, Richard Gertiza, Dan Sarusel Jr., Timothy Corpus, Jose Floresca, Adrian Laigo, Gerald Rene Laigo, Robert Flor, and Rick Farinas. Said one, when Dorothy asks. Also today, Dorothy Cordova, red shirt, director of the Filipino-American National Historical Society, leads a pizza-fueled memory session among former Alaskan cannery workers in the Fawn's office. Of the repetitive cannery work, Robert Flor, second from right, front, recalled, "It looks easy until you do it." Also today, to locate a 1983 oral history transcript of 1930s Alaskan cannery worker and union leader Antonio Rodrigo, Dorothy Cordova digs into a file cabinet. And finally, former cannery workers Gino Navarro, front, and Benjamin Prisas examine a wall display at Fawn's on the first floor of Immaculate Conception Church.